Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Who was he? What made him so popular? What poems did he write? We'll find out more about this man and his work today on the Dead Poets Society. Longfellow, his life, his poems, and his legend. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow is one of the most loved American poets since time began. During that time in which he lived, he was the rock star of the 1800s. He was like the Beatles, the Beach Boys, Diana Ross, and the Supremes all rolled into one. It is said that local school children used to treat his birthday as a holiday and not go to school. A statue of him even resides in Washington, D.C., paid for with pennies by Virginia school children. His 75th birthday was celebrated nationwide, and on his final visit to Europe in 1868, he was given a private audience with Queen Victoria.
Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smith stands.
When a tree mentioned in one of his poems, the village blacksmith, was cut down, the children turned part of the wood into an armchair and gave it to Henry Longfellow as a gift. Welcome everybody to today's edition. Yeah! Thank you. Shut up. Welcome to today's episode of the Dead Poets Society. Today we have a real treat for each and every one of you. Today we will introduce to you one of the greatest rock stars in American history. Ladies and gentlemen, Henry Longfellow.
You there! I'm Henry Longfellow Jr., and I want to sell you, yes you, the goods you've been waiting for. That's right! Now, for the low price of $19.99, you can own your very own Longfellow gear. Don't let your favorite poet be forgotten. Show him pride with these 90% cotton, 10% polyester specialty t-shirts. Choose from any side, from XXXXXX small to extra large, in colors black, green, gold, turquoise, and gray. All t-shirts come with portraits of your favorite poet, Longfellow, printed on the front. Don't waste your money on old tank tops and dirty socks. Buy Longfellow gear. Not only do you get a cozy t-shirt, if you order within the next 15 minutes, you can get this brown sweater absolutely free. Use the big pockets to store your Longfellow poetry books. Use the hood to stay warm while you read Longfellow poetry. As a bonus, we'll even fill a pocket with a personal Longfellow rhyming dictionary. Online sites like RhymeZone and Rhyme Poetry are great, but a tiny book of your own is surely a treasure. If you thought that's all we had to offer, you were wrong! Call in the next hour, and your name will be put into a raffle to win a free vacation to Portland, Maine, Henry's hometown. Explore how the early Puritans lived and facts about colonial America. Ordering can be done in a few simple steps. Step 1. Call the number on your screen. Step 2. Pay the money. Step 3. Receive your gifts. $5, you can get the whole Fireside t-shirt collection. This includes Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, John Greenleaf Whittier, Olive Wendell Holmes, James Russell Lowell, and William Cullen Bryant. With the whole Fireside package, you can also get the exclusive Alliteration for Dummies book. Woo your sweetheart with the following words like, "The mighty man is he, the village smithy stands. Hear his bellows blow." You may even go as far as to create your own sentence, like, "Dazzling Danielle, will you have dinner with me on this day at the diner by the dock?"
Welcome back. And now we'll go to our favorite portion of the Dead Poets Society, the analysis. Woo! Come on. Here's Henry Longfellow with an in-depth analysis. The Village Blacksmith.
I almost always use a rhyming pattern with very sing-song-like voice. The rhyme scheme in the poem is A-B, A-B, C-B. Cecile Williams commented on me once. Longfellow possessed an outstanding ear for rhyme and meter. This poem in particular was inspired by one of my ancestors who used to be a blacksmith. The blacksmith in the poem is based off one of my current neighbors, who I admire greatly.
Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith, a mighty man is he, with large and sinewy hands, and the muscles of his brawny arms as strong as iron bands.
The poem begins with the lines, "Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands." The spreading chestnut tree shows that the smithy has lived in the town a long time, as over time the chestnut tree has grown.
His hair is crisp and black and long. His face is like the tan. His brow is wet with honest sweat, and earns whatever he can, and looks the whole world in the face, for he owes not any man.
The last two lines establish that the smithy works for his living and doesn't owe money to anybody. These morals are obviously something I hold very high.
Week in, week out, from morn till night, you can hear his bellows blow. You can hear him swing his heavy sludge, with measured beat and slow, like the sexton ringing in the village bell, when the evening sun is low.
These lines portray how hard the smithy actually works and how much effort he puts forth to earn his money. He doesn't take shortcuts or try to scam people. Longfellow's message is that life isn't easy. The smithy is then compared to a sexton, a member of the clergy, which were respectable men.
And the children coming home from school look in at the open door, and they love to see that flaming forge, and hear the bellows roar, and catch the burning sparks that fly, like chaff from a threshing floor.
Longfellow is showing how an honest man should be a role model, just as a blacksmith is a role model for the children, who are all excited to see him.
He goes on Sunday to the church, and sits among his boys. He hears the parson pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice, singing in the village choir, and it makes his heart rejoice.
The blacksmith is a Christian man, and since the blacksmith is supposed to be a role model, Longfellow is saying that Christianity is a good way of life. Longfellow's mother was of Puritan descent, and the Longfellow household held many Puritan beliefs, but without many of the harsh conditions of Puritanism.
It sounds to him like her mother's voice, singing in paradise. He needs must think of her once more, how in the grave she lies. And with his hall rough hand he wipes a tear out of his eyes.
This stanza gives the reader a sympathetic view towards the smithy, as he is a single father and has lost his wife. It also gives a sensitive side to the common man, portrayed by the blacksmith, and Longfellow is trying to say that life can sometimes be hard.
Crawling, rejoicing, sorrowing, onward through life he goes. Each morning seems like some task begun. Each evening seems it closed. Something attempted, something done, has earned a night's respite.
There are things that are good, things that are bad, and other things. Regardless of the situation, things need to get done, and one should carry on through instead of doing nothing.
Thanks to thee, my worthy friend, for the lessons thou hast taught. Thus the flaming forge of life our fortunes might be wrought. Thus on its sounding anvil shaped each burning deed and thought.
Longfellow commends the blacksmith for a successful way of life. The lesson he has taught is a lesson to live life honestly, care for your family, and look to God during hard times. The purpose of the poem was to give the reader a role model in which they should learn how to live their life. We hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Dead Poets Society. Turn in next month for a complete biography and analysis of Bill Clinton.
It's Miguel! Okay, we can't do this because we go from chestnut tree to Eric's bookcase thing.
Off with his head!
So you gotta say, Cecilia Williams says about me.
That's what I just said.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You want to redo it?
Yeah, you didn't have any enthusiasm in that at all.
I'm Longfellow. I'm a celebrity.
Talks like that.
Why can't I talk
Are
like
there
this?
little
tiny stars on
Come on, yes it is.
Wait, how'd you get that?
Under a spreading chestnut tree,
Okay,
the
stop.
village smithy.
Get out.
Oh,
We're filming
God.
something.
Adam!
You need to
There's pizza upstairs.
Get him out!
Where'd you get that beer from?
Get out!
Where'd you
Don't touch
get
my hard
that
drive. Stop it.
beer?
Ready, go.
Look at beer!
I have a beer! Get him out! We're filming!
You guys have beer?
We're filming!
See, don't even think about drinking, guys. You got a little telltale.